Granddaddy, 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 granddaddy. Yeah, we do it for the love, 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 love. Money man, money man, money man, money man, money man. Holla, holla, dollar bill, y'all.
Yo, what up, people? It's your boy ThaLiveKing coming at you with another video. And in this video, I just want to talk about player ratings in NBA Live 19. Everybody is so, fascinated by a player needs to be a certain number or whatever. But to me, it pretty much hurts the gameplay because you got players playing out of their element sometimes, and they're actually succeeding in those things. So, for instance, a couple nights ago, I was playing Pacers versus the Sixers, and I sagged off Ben Simmons when he didn't have the ball. So he ended up getting the ball, and he was wide open for a three-pointer. Now, if that was the real Ben Simmons, he would have fully just went in and went for the layup or whatever. But since the lane was kind of like blocked off because my man was still there, he pretty much pulled up for a three, and he knocked it down. Now, I went on NBA.com's advanced stats website, and Ben Simmons pretty much does not attempt a three. The only time he'll probably attempt a three is if the clock is going down or the period is ending and he just throws up a heave, because he averages 0.1 attempts per game, and that was in 81 games last year. So for him to pull up a contested three in NBA Live 19 and knock it down, that was pretty much unrealistic. I had the same issue with Kyle Korver last year, where he was taking my guy off the dribble last year and he was getting to the rim, and I'm like, yo, this guy does not play like this. And a lot of people were complaining about that there's no tendencies in the game, which I kind of agree, but they're wrong in a sense, because the ratings is pretty much the tendencies. So I went into the rating system, the player editing feature, and I'm going through Ben Simmons' stats, and I noticed that he pretty much shoots threes at 67% in this game. His mid-range is in the 70s, and he has a high inside shot rating. So I'm scrolling through it right now. As you can see, his three-point is 67, his mid-range is 76, his free throw is 62. So he shoots three-pointers better than he shoots three-pointers. To me, that's a problem, because you always get these players playing out of their elements in NBA Live, and you really need to find some kind of balance. So, and I think that's the reason why you see a lot of players being overpowered in NBA Live in general, because when you're working your way up with your creative player, your ratings are getting boosted, but in order to get that 96 overall, other ratings are getting inflated so you can get to that overall, which is why you see certain playmakers who don't really play defense, they can lock you up in some cases, which was an issue I had a few nights ago. So what EA should do is that whatever a player is not good at, whatever he doesn't do, just put it down to 0. Who cares about, being a 96 rated overall? If anything, the main traits that you have should be in the 90s. So if your guy is a three-point shooter, his three-point shooting should be in the 90s. If he's good with dribbling somewhat, his dribbling should be, reasonable, where he can, sometimes get a shot off. And another reason why I want fatigue in the game is because you really want to force these players to play within their play styles, and that does not happen in NBA Live 19. And it's so frustrating sometimes, because a guy who just, he has no skill in the game, he would just sit there and he will, sauce you up at the three-point line, and he'll just shoot threes like crazy, and he'll make like 11 out of 15 in a game, dropping like 50 points. And to me, they need more in the game than that. They need to force these players, whether it's CPU or user, to play within their play styles. So I'm going to show you a couple of clips in the game that I was just playing. I put Ben Simmons' three-point rating down to 0 just to see what he would do. If you want more gameplay, I actually posted the gameplay a couple days ago, so you can actually watch that gameplay, and you'll see that Ben Simmons, he kind of somewhat plays within his range. So I'm gonna chop up this footage right here, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. All right. So basically, in these clips, I'm Ricky Rubio guarding Ben Simmons. I'm pretty much sagging off Ben Simmons just to see what he does. So MB got the ball. I'm like really sagging off of Ben Simmons. So I'm forcing them to pass it out to Ben Simmons. So Ben Simmons comes down. He comes around. You know, JJ Redick goes in the lane. He gets a layup. And JJ Redick is another one. Like, I gotta probably turn down his driving layup, and he'll be forced to pull up and shoot a jump shot. As you can see, Ben Simmons, he realized that I'm disrespecting him, so he's starting to take me off the dribble a bit more. See, Joe Ingles is guarding him, so he gets to his spot, and then he throws it out to JJ Redick for the three, and he knocks it down. Again, sagging off of him. You know, I'm not going to go follow him to the three-point line. I'm going to force MB to take a tough shot. You notice he missed that turnaround because he had two defenders there. See, Ben Simmons comes down again. He tries to get an early shot. He shoots a free throw mid-range shot, but he misses, and B cleans it up. Comes down again. He notices I'm not guarding him at the three-point line, so he drives and gets an easy two. So he notices the disrespect. Here's another one. He knows I'm sagging off of him, so they pass him the ball. Terrible spacing, but he gets into the lane and he gets an easy layup. Right? So it's a small sample of what I'm talking about, but it shows that, you know, if you limit players properly in NBA Live, that you can create realistic play styles. Because like I said, the problem with Live Run is that a lot of these 96 overalls and stuff like that, they probably have inflated ratings, and there's stuff that they probably shouldn't be able to do, but they're allowed to do it. And it just creates more team oriented gameplay, especially for the online. Now I've been playing a lot of NHL, and NHL does the same thing. They'll have certain ratings or whatever for their players, but the traits that they equip themselves with, like say if my guy wants to be a good passer or a good dangler, I will equip myself with the badge, but the badge wouldn't overpower the player. So if a guy is 87 with stick handling in NHL and you give him the badge, he'll probably go up a couple points. Like it won't be so drastic where they become overpowered. And that's something NBA Live needs to look at, because number one, Live Run needs to be more, I wouldn't say realistic, but it just needs, players need to understand their play styles. So if a guy is a slasher and he doesn't defend, he shouldn't be able to lock up players consistently. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. What do you guys think about this video? What are your thoughts on this video? I'm actually gonna post this in the Reddit just to see what kind of responses I get. But I'm very interested to see what the community would say about something like this, because the game needs more balance, and I think this is something that will bring more balance. And hey, I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you on the next video. All right, I'm out. Peace.
Blessings, Snips is in my section. Yeah, with all this money, I'm obsessive. Weapons, Turning off y'all extras. Turning off this bullshit direction. Turning up my grind. Waking up to more pressure. But it's all in your mind, so I never feel pressure.